this video, I want to talk about an essential skill for fingerstyle guitarists. Jim Ferris here, sharing my love of fingerstyle guitar and helping you grow as a player. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thanks for subscribing to my channel. If you have, and if you haven't, consider subscribing. You can also support me by throwing a tip in my tip jar or visiting my online store, pick up a cool guitar-themed t-shirt or mug or something, and I'll have links for that in the description. Now, I think one of the most essential skills for learning fingerstyle guitar is knowing the names of the notes on the fingerboard. And the reason that I'm saying that is because fingerstyle guitar is a chordal-based playing style. For most people, classical guitarists tend to be more melody with accompanying note. If you look at a piece of classical music, or at least that's how I perceive it frequently. But if you're looking at playing rootsy music of any kind, country, blues, jazz, pop songs, then a lot of that's going to be coming out of chords. So it's important to have a big chord vocabulary, and the easiest way to do that is to learn a few chord shapes and then learn how to move them all over the fingerboard. And to enable yourself to know where to put them on the fingerboard, you have to know the names of the notes on the fingerboard. And you're probably already playing movable chords. If you're playing can play a blues shuffle out of A, like, and then move it up to the 5th fret to play your D using that same shape, you're playing a movable chord. The same is true, what everybody knows, bar chords are playing this E shape, but just replacing the nut with your first finger so you can move it around on the neck. Is another example of a movable chord that most of us know. But there are other chords whose root will be on different strings, which make a great sound, and the only way to know where to put them is to know the name of the note on that string. Example, this C major 7th here, if I wanted to play a F major 7th with it, I could move the shape here, you know, that sort of thing. So in a nutshell, I'm saying once you know the name of the notes on the fingerboard and learn maybe a dozen different chord shapes, you can play all over the fingerboard, and it makes your playing much more expressive. Then when you go to the next step and begin to learn a little bit of chord theory, what's the difference between a major chord and a minor chord, for example, stuff like that, that again blows up your chord knowledge. But the first step is learning the names of notes on the fingerboard. It's not as big a project as it sounds, because if you're playing those bar chords like I talked about a minute ago, you probably know the names of the notes on the 6th string already. And because the 6th and 1st strings have the same note names, 2 octaves apart, you know the names of the notes on 2 strings already. If you're playing this A-shaped chord, and moving it around like we were just doing, then you probably already know the notes on the 5th string, which leaves learning the notes on strings 4, 3, and 2. And there's a little pattern that you can use to help you learn that. And I would suggest nailing down the names of the notes on 6, 5, and 1, and then using this pattern and applying chords to it as you learn it. And just by application, you'll begin to know what the names of the notes are. Okay, so what's the pattern? The pattern is if you play a note on the 6th string, we'll start on the 6th string, skip the next string and go to the string following that, so in this case going from 6 to 4, and move the note on the 4th string 2 frets higher than where it occurred on the 6th string, you get the same note an octave higher. There's a G, here's a G, okay? So 6th string 3rd fret, 4th string 5th fret. And what that actually is the 2 ends of a 1 octave major scale. If I can play it, see? That'll also work when you jump from the 5th string to the 4th string. If I play the 3rd fret of the 5th string, the C note, skip the 4th string, and then go to the 3rd string, 2 frets higher, I get that C note also. Two ends of the same thing. Now where it gets a little bit tricky is if you go from the 4th string to the 2nd string. Because as you may remember from learning to tune your guitar like this, when you get to the 3rd string, you have to go down to the 4th fret to get the 2nd string to match it. And that's because all the other strings are tuned in 4ths, except the 3rd string, it's tuned in a 3rd. So instead of having do, re, mi, fa, do, re, mi, fa, you get do, re, mi, do, re, mi. Showing you how to tune my guitar is. So in that case, if you're going to go from the 4th string and want to find the note on the 2nd string, you need to go up 3 frets closer to the body. So if I fret the 3rd fret of the 4th string, this F note, skip the 3rd string, and go to the 2nd string, it doesn't work. I've got to go up that extra fret. Okay? And so that's the little pattern. And it's not too hard to do once you start messing around with it. And I don't know about you, but I spend a fair bit of time most evenings sitting watching TV and noodling around on stuff like this. So it's not a really painful way to learn anything. Plus, I know from looking at my YouTube demographics, everybody that watches this video, or the majority of people, are going to be aged 35 to 65 plus. So we're all adults, and adults do challenging things sometimes. And so learning this shouldn't be a problem. And the reward for learning how to move chords around the fingerboard and create beautiful harmonized harmonic music, I think is a real win for anybody that wants to play guitar. So that's really about it on the topic. It's an important skill to learn. It's one that can be learned by anybody if they apply themselves. So I'd love to know your comments and thoughts. Drop them in the comments section below. That kind of feedback really lets me know if I'm doing a good job of sharing the information that I've got in my head, my knowledge with other people, or if I'm missing the mark. So it's important. I appreciate you doing it. So until next time, happy picking.